Hey, coming to you real quick. I'm actually out here doing some yard work, some watering the plants and things like that, just to make sure that these things stay where they need to be. And as I was doing this, I'm thinking about, we're already at a point where we're in, what is it, July? We're at almost in the middle of July, actually. Summer's almost gone. Summer's going to be gone soon. And with the whole COVID-19 thing taking place, I was just curious, how have you been spending your summer? What are some of the things that you've been doing since COVID-19? How have you introduced new activities into your summer rituals or the things that you and your family normally do? How have you learned to be a little bit more creative, right? I heard something from Jim Rohn once, and he said, we count the seasons. And if we're smart, we'll pay attention to how many more seasons we have, right? So depending on how old you are as you're watching this right now, you might be, you might be 50, right? Let's say you're 50. And if the average lifespan is 80, right? That means you have 30 more summers on average. I'm not putting a definitive time on it, but on average, you have about 30 more summers. So that means as you get to recognize that you're limited in the number of summers, or if you're limited in the number of birthdays that you get to experience for your children maybe, or your own birthdays, or the number of anniversaries that you have with your spouse, then you start to take these a little bit more serious. You start to appreciate them a little bit more. You start to look at them a little bit differently. We just had a birthday party for my daughter Summer yesterday. She turned 13. So I've had 13 chances of experiencing her birthday so far. How many more do I have, right? So when you look at it that way, it starts to put things in perspective for you. So I ask you, what have you done so far to kind of change things up and adapt to how our outside activities are now handled? I'm curious. Go ahead and let me know in the comments, what are you doing? Have you really ever done much in the summer? I know for me, growing up in Connecticut, like the summers were something that we look forward to. This is my neighbor's tree. I'm gonna water his tree too. Why not, right? I've got the hose out here. But growing up in Connecticut, we had long winters, so the summers were something that we looked forward to. So we would, appreciate our summers and get as much out of them as possible. My wife and I are actually, once she's ready, we're heading out to go rent an RV. So something that we've done this summer in a way that we've kind of expanded our normal activities and changed things up is going RVing, which is really, really cool. There's some amazing sites like RVshare.com. There's a few others that are out there where you can actually go in and rent an RV for about $100 to $300 a day. You take it out for a weekend. And it's just you and, whoever you feel safe and comfortable with being in that RV, right? So in our case, it's us and our children. And it's a great way of just still enjoying the summer, still having some cool things to do, and still creating those memories, which are super important, the memories, right? So you might be wondering, hey, Ty, hey, good morning. You may be wondering, I don't have the funds to go in. A couple of my neighbors out here walking around. We got a nice little path out here. I don't know if you can see it, but we've got a walking trail out here. So we get a lot of activity with people walking, which is pretty cool. I like that. So you may be saying, hey, Ty, I don't have the funds. I've been laid off from my job, been let go, or business is slow. And if that's you, I encourage you to book a call with our coaching team so that we can show you ways of creating your own income. income that is totally dependent on you, income that's passive, income that doesn't stop if your business or if your job stops, right? And you can do that for free by going to kindlecashflow.com/call, CALL. Maybe I'll put a link somewhere in this video. There should be a link at the bottom of this video somewhere. But again, it's going to be kindlecashflow.com/call, CALL. Obviously, we can't take a lot of people on these calls because we're limited. My team is limited in the number of people that they can actually take. So I'm actually looking for people that are super serious about changing their life, about really having freedom to do whatever it is that you want. You know, I wake up in the morning and I can pretty much do what I want. It's because I've put the right streams of income in place, passive income streams. And if you know anything about me, you know that I didn't have any more of an advantage than anyone else. If you're looking at this, you probably have more an advantage than I had coming up. Right? I grew up in one of the worst neighborhoods ever. Lots of crime, lots of poverty, true ghetto. My mom was on welfare, got about $400 a month. I was born with sickle cell anemia. I saw my older sister Gwen die from sickle cell anemia when she was just 27. I think I was about 12 or so. And then my doctors told me that I wouldn't live past 17 because I have sickle cell anemia. You know, I saw just so much craziness growing up that, listen, if I can do this, you can do this. I truly believe in you. There's no limits. The only limits are the limits that we have in our mind. That's it. So go ahead, schedule that call right now by going to kindlecashflow.com/call, CALL. And I'll try to put a link somewhere in this video. If not, you've got the website, kindlecashflow.com/call. And I'm curious, how are you spending your summers? What are some interesting things that you've done? Like for me, here's another thing, right? So coming out and watering the hedges and the lawn, and that's been something that I picked up. I haven't done this in years, right? Usually I'll have the kids do it or something like that. But it's something that I find to be therapeutic. So it's a new way of doing that. Riding my bike has been something that I've been doing recently. So going on the trail and riding for about a half hour or an hour. So what new activities have you picked up this summer? I'm very curious to know. I'm actually looking for new things to do too. So go ahead, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you soon. Stay blessed.